Monaco is the next stop on the F1 calendar, and while in America all eyes will be on the Indy 500, in Europe race fans will be settling in to watch motorsport's most iconic street race. Back in 2011, the Grand Prix was dominated by Red Bull's RB7. Mark Webber set the fastest lap during the race, while teammate Sebastian Vettel won it from pole position. The championship-winning machine is now the demo car for Red Bull events, and both fans and the current drivers enjoy the sound of the V8 engine whenever it runs.
It's nice to hear the V8, that roar of the car, and the RB7 was a pretty competitive race car, absolutely, and you know, we've built a few, or the team's built a few since then, but even though we're doing demo runs, you can still feel a little bit the car, and you kind of get the impression that, yeah, it was a good car and still is a pretty good car. Technology's come a long way, but it was still impressive, but what they did with that was cool, and what's nice now is since 2014 we haven't had that sound, so to go back and drive the RB7 to really hear that roar again is pretty sweet.
6 years is a long time in Formula One, but for the engineers that worked on the car, it was a triumph of design and technology under the regulations of the V8 era.
The RB7 itself, I think, scored 18 out of 19 pole positions and won 12 races. So it was a very successful car. And for us, we won the championship the previous year, and so it was great to then follow that up with another championship win. The packaging of the car generally is very aggressive. And you can see that with the kinetic energy recovery system that was fitted to the car, which for the first time for the RB7 we designed ourselves. And that was a really challenging project for us because we decided to put the batteries in the gearbox where they wouldn't naturally want to be because it's rather hot in there. And so we had to design support systems to keep them cool and keep them alive. And we did that in a pretty short period of time. And once we got it working, it was great, and the car went on to win a lot of races and win the championship. The previous year we had the double diffuser car, and then that was outlawed for this year, but we kept the exhaust blowing. So you see on the car we have what we call the cricket bat exhausts, where the exhausts exit through the floor and are generating downforce both on and off throttle. And that certainly added a lot of performance to the car. The weight limit at the time was 640 kilograms, so that's quite a chunk lighter than 2017 when the weight limit's gone up to 722 kilograms. It was the first year that we ran the Pirelli tyres. We had the drag reduction system for the first season, so the first time that system ran on the car. In terms of performance, I guess, top speeds we were hitting probably 320 kph down the main straight at Monza. It's great having people see the car for the first time. I think when you work in the industry, you kind of become a bit spoiled and a little bit numb to the technology that you work with every day. And when you see people who perhaps haven't seen the car up close before and see how overawed they are by it, that's great, and that gives you a really good reality check to remind you that what we do is special and we are lucky to be in the positions we're in.